Yo, what's good? Field of 12 After Dark. Your host, Darien Rencher, one of your hosts, joined with my man, Myles Murphy. What's good, bro?
What's up? What's up?
Glad to have you on the show, man. Look, Myles, former teammate of mine, really recently. So, getting a couple of things. First things first, big W on the road against Wake, conference game, ranked opponent. How we feeling? What are your thoughts, bro?
Honestly feeling good. I guess this goes to show how far our offense has grown as far as being
Facts.
able to put points on the board and knowing that our defense doesn't have to, be the ones to, hold teams down to single digit points. But there are some things that we need to fix on the defensive side of the ball, whether it be pass rush, playing against the run, or playing the pass in deep coverage.
Yeah, bro. I think you hit it on the head. To me, through these first four games, even though expectations haven't like automatically lined up, I think some of the things we were scared about from last year have been like proven, especially the offense. Like for the offense, I saw a stat that they said through four games, this is the most highest scoring offense to ever come through Clemson, and that's crazy.
Oh
We've
yeah.
had some, you know what I'm saying, some dudes. We both have played with some really good players throughout our time at Clemson. I think this offense is like up there with them. It's just from last year to this year is night and day. But like you said, you hit on something with the defense. I think if people would have came into the season and been like, if you'd have told people the offense is going to struggle, they'd have been like, people would have bet their money that the offense would have struggled. People wouldn't have bet their money the defense would have struggled like y'all have. I think y'all have all the ingredients, especially some injuries there. Like, what do you think's kind of like missing? What do you want to see it really improve?
Um, Honestly, it's really just small stuff that starts with practice, in my opinion. Just the way we practice, practicing with a certain intensity and the way it translates to the game. And
Yeah,
I kind of been saying like we sometimes need these sometimes need these things to happen to us so we can practice a different way, know what it takes to prevent those things, and then learn from them and do what we need to do to make it not happen again. So honestly, with that happen, I think it was good and a bad thing, if that makes sense. So
nah,
yeah.
I think it comes like I think both is a blessing and a curse. Like for the offense last year to kind of be nobody care or have any belief when we're doing the offensive side, then to see them kind of rally back is a good thing. That also could have been a bad thing. They could have just believed that what everybody was saying. DJ could have believed what everyone was saying and not been able to kind of turn that page.
Right.
Different than y'all. I ain't saying y'all read the press clippings. I know Sweeney probably said that saying to y'all so many times. Stop reading the press clippings, but maybe a little humility along this journey because like y'all 4-0, you can't be better than 4-0. Obviously, you want to play better, but I think the stage to kind of become a championship team. I think that all the right ingredients and things are kind of there. Humility, some praise for offense, it's all there. But moving on, bro. This week, college game day, top 10 matchup, a little revenge tour. I know Coach Sweeney gonna throw that in this week. How do you feel going to NC State game?
I feel good, especially coming off this game. Like it's gonna, how Monday meetings are after games like this. So it's gonna be
Right.
we're gonna hear an air full, but we're gonna bounce back. We're gonna bounce back real strong, especially the entire defense. Offense is gonna keep it up. I know it says it's gonna be a big hurricane or something, so it's
I
gonna be
say
pretty
that
rainy. So with hurricane coming, gonna be a lot of ground and pound. So it's gonna be a lot of trench work.
for
So we're
sure.
gonna be ready for it. See, I'm excited for it, honestly.
For sure, bro. This is setting up to be like some of the most legendary games in Clemson. Like I think about, I don't know where you were in 2015. You were in what grade in 2015?
Oh man, I came in 2020, so I was probably eighth grade.
You remember the Notre Dame game? That was a hurricane game. Clemson play
Yeah,
Clemson.
I
Yeah,
did. Yeah,
that's where BYOG was birthed. Bring your own guts.
yeah.
That literally was that game. So I mean, hurricane games in Clemson history have proven to be some epic games. So I think it's setting up to see that. What do you think? I mean, obviously it's a big game. Any more on like, I mean, Clemson had won, I think, 7 in a row. Like, kind of, is there anything about your mindset or as a leader on the team as far as like kind of wanting revenge or wanting to just this is a big game? Because not saying we circle it, but I think it's one of those games. You look at the calendar, like NC State's one of those teams where they're kind of up in the ranks as far as wanting to claim that title. What's your mentality going to this one?
Honestly, well, you know me, I'm not a big
Yeah, you
rah-rah
chill.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
right.
not a big rah-rah guy. So I do kind of go along the lines of how Sweeney thinks about this when it comes to
Yeah,
this. Playing Clemson every week, and I do try to play better than I did last week. Every practice, I try to practice better than I did yesterday.
Right.
So honestly, I'm only gonna play as good as I practice. So that's with any opponent. So honestly, going in this game, I just plan to play the best way I know how,
Yeah.
and plan the best way I know how. Going against this O line, seeing the O line tendencies, what their stance looks like, what that tells us. Film will play a big film will play a big role. I know for
Yeah.
some of the other guys that kind of do have that mentality, like, okay, this is a big game, this is a revenge tour. They do kind of lock in a little bit more, which I do like. So it'll be a different intensity
Right.
when it comes to preparation. I will say that.
And for the people who don't know, I think what Coach Sweeney does for guys who come through Clemson, I think is good for mentality because like you see a lot of programs, they get up for big games and then for smaller opponents they let down. And every week somebody gets upset that shouldn't get upset. And
Yeah.
then but somehow everybody gets up for the big games. I think the culture at Clemson is set up to just be like steady, like you're talking about, mate. Week in, week out, steady against each opponent. And as much as like I forgot how Sweeney used to say it, I think every game is important, but every game has like just a little more special sauce. So they're not every game's still important because if y'all lost against Furman, that'd have been an important game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this game just has a little extra to it, which is good because it is a rivalry. I think up until the last two years, it really hasn't been a rivalry, but it actually is shaping out to be like a nice little in conference rivalry. So I'm excited. I know NC State is seeing this. I know they had this game circled since like last year because it's one thing to win on the road against us. It's one thing to come into the Valley. And now if they do that, Myles, you know what? For as an alumni, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be mad. So I'm like, look, we can't let that happen. Not in the Valley. All right, moving on, bro. One of the things I think national media has kind of covered, I think is really cool. Look, Clemson football history is in 2018. That was my second, third year on the team. Is there was a group of D linemen that self-proclaimed them. They called themselves the Power Rangers. And that became, you know what I'm saying, became a national story. Look, it was Christian Wilkins, Dexter Lawrence, Cleveland Farrell, Austin Bryant, and you got a couple supporting cast members, but those are it. To me, I do respect and honor the past. I like how y'all been a little more inclusive. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got everybody involved. This new age group, 2022, the D-line, is called the Avengers. Myles, I was want to ask you, like, what's the thought process of that? And then tell people what your name is in the group.
So it really came up. I think it started with KJ. Honestly, we were, coming into this, really coming into last season. That's when we kind of sparked the idea, but it was kind of late. So this off season, we were like, hey, we have the best D line in the country. Like,
right.
That's just our confidence within ourselves, and we just want to put a name to us. And it's a lot of people that we could put in that category. So we just said, hey, what's a popular group that has a good amount of members?
All right, lots of characters.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of hand in hand, and KJ he's like the big vocal leader. So we put him as Captain America. Me, I'm Spider-Man because I guess Myles Morales.
Right.
Yeah, kind of put those together. Brian's Hulk, TD's Iron Man. It kind of goes on and on down that list. And honestly, it was pretty fun coming up with that. Did some things off the field to kind of just promote that name a little bit. But it was pretty cool doing that.
No, it's cool to have an identity. Like, I think that it's gonna be cool. Like, it's already been cool. I think the further y'all continue to have success, it's gonna make this shit to be special. I think each year, this might be something that can live on. I think you can replace characters. The Power Rangers are more like they were very like one time only. I think next year there might be a new Spider-Man, a new Black Panther, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, last question. Just as you look at the season, you see the landscape of college football. You see where you guys are at. You got the team goals. Like, what are your expectations going forward with this Clemson football team? Because I believe, like I've been telling people, this is a developmental game and developmental season. Like, you want to play your best ball week in and week out, but you also want to get better as a team and continue to grow and build into a championship team. I think Clemson, and we've seen it, like the biggest doubt was the offense, and the offense has proven themselves. but I don't think it's a doubt. The defense is struggle, but nobody's really doubting that we can get it done. As far as what you see, what do you think championship team, like what are your expectations for the rest of the season?
Championship team for sure, because you want to see last year.
Right.
From the defense looking on to the offense, I think it was like one very small thing that we were missing. It was like that vocal leadership from specific people.
Yeah.
And like honestly, this year I see that vocal leadership from BJ, from Will Shipley, even from Bo, from J Mac. Like we need that vocal leadership, that vocal accountability, and that's what we're starting to get. That's what we're starting to get a lot of buy-in from the receivers, buy-in from the O linemen, even the young O line. We got Blake Miller starting at right tackle, had to move Walker down the right guard, and we're still seeing buy-in from them too. Great buy-in from Marcus. You know, it's been great across the board in the O line, quarterback, running back room, and wide receiver room, and then defensively, we have vocal leaders. We do have young guys. Of course, we have injuries that happen, and they'll be back anytime soon. And with the young guys, we do have to. With them, they're very talented, as you can see, and with them, especially playing the cornerback position, you have to have a short term memory. Make a bad play, you got to forget about it and go to the next play. That's some, I think a little bit everybody has struggled with that at one point in their athletic career. And they're going to go from that. That's why I say we kind of needed that Wake Forest game. They needed that Wake Forest game to know that, have those mistakes, have that short-term memory, just move on to the next play. And I can bet money we're going to hear it in this meeting too. Have that short-term memory, and you can't carry over those mistakes into this week. So starts off with today, Mental Monday, going into Tanoga Tuesday. Have a great practice, and just keep stacking on those days, honestly.
For sure, bro. Look, thank you for coming on, Myles Murphy. Man of the people, Spider-Man, if you don't know who he is. Love seeing you play, bro. Continue to evolve into a great player, great person. Thank you for coming on to the show. And that's it. Fiddle 12. We had Myles Murphy.